Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Small Bites with Lindz. Today we are going to chat about how it's not diet, it's not exercise, it's actually stress. So this is going to be guest hosted by my friend Bree.
Hi, I'm happy to be back.
Thanks for coming back. She's Bree Gaines on Instagram, so be sure to check her out. And we are going to dive into this conversation. So, do you want to
Yeah,
kick it off?
we could start off. I always like to tell my clients, especially those that are like doing all the right things. They're like, I'm eating super healthy, I'm going to sleep on time, getting all my hours of sleep. I'm literally doing everything I possibly can. Why is it that like I feel inflamed, or why is it that I'm gaining weight, or why does my body not look the way it needs to? And what I like to say is like, you can do the same exact thing to the same exact body, but if your body has more stress levels in it, aka if you're going through some stuff either with your family, with mental health or whatnot, then that stress itself could cause your body to react accordingly and it'll look completely different.
Kind of like holding on, you know?
Exactly. And the thing with women, right, and fat, like a lot of times fat is associated with something negative because in society, any small little love handle that we have is like, oh no, you're
Cellulite.
not, yeah, you're not beautiful, you're not this, you're not that. Um, but a lot of people fail to recognize that, well, one, body fat is going to be important for survival. We all have it, you know, and
And
as
childbearing, having kids. Yeah.
exactly. But for some people, if you see people with excess fat, sometimes that's just their body trying to protect themselves, because extra fat is survival. Extra fat is protecting. It's in a protective layer for us women going through certain things in our lives. And yeah, have you ever seen that in that way, or what's your perspective on
Yeah,
that?
I definitely, on my own body, I see that like I pretty much eat, drink, chocolate, all those things are very the same. It doesn't change too much, but I see how my body changes when I have stressors in my life. And it can even be positive stress, like too much exercise. I've definitely seen bad effects of too much exercise. Like, we need to take a break, we need to relax. Always pushing the body too hard is definitely going to bring your cortisol levels up. Bottom line, it's just like you need to take rest days, you need to sleep in sometimes, you need to take a deep breath. And I'm saying it like that because I needed to learn this, and I still have a hard time doing that, you know?
And for those of you that don't know, cortisol is the hormone that's going to be, arising when there's stress around, whether it's good stress or bad stress. And cortisol causes the body to hold on to more fat. So when we have too much cortisol and we don't regulate it and we don't slow down and calm it down, then that's where we find our body holding on. And even they say, like, bodybuilders or people in the industry or people that are super healthy, sometimes it's important to have like a quote unquote meal that is a cheat meal, is what they call it. I don't really like to consider it that way, but like a meal that you just enjoy. It doesn't matter how much fat it has in it, it doesn't matter how much oil it has. It like, if you enjoy it and you're gonna have it once and then call it a day, and you're not gonna binge eat on it, and you're just gonna enjoy that meal for what it is, that actually has benefits for your body, because it kind of resets those levels of, sometimes for some people, deprivation and stress that they have. So Lindsay, you were saying, when you enjoy your wines and your pizza, tell us more, when you're out and about enjoying yourself and you notice like your body changes
Yes,
positively.
I find it interesting that like when I'm too strict and hard on myself because I like, want to be really lean or something, I feel like I get like more bloated sometimes, and I think that's like maybe the cortisol levels of me like stressing over trying to achieve something. And then it's so interesting, on like Saturday I'll go out and have pizza and wine, and the next day I feel like a lot lighter and not bloated. And it's crazy that it's something about just like letting go, letting your body relax has so many benefits to it. It's crazy. I can see it, I
Yeah,
feel it.
1,000,000%. And that those lifestyle choices are all stuff that you can control, right? Because you're going out to eat it. You make these choices. You go out to dinner and you choose what you're eating and putting into your body. But there's also stressors that we literally can't control. And there's stuff like, let's say our family members are going through things that obviously we can't control. Like, it's our family and all we can do is be there for them and be their emotional support. But people fail to realize how stressful that can also be to your own body.
Yeah.
Because your body's seeing these things, it's experiencing these things through your loved ones, and you're just trying to be there for them. But that in itself is a stressor for the body, and those are things we can't control. And some of us are, a little type A, so the fact that we cannot control it causes us to stress out even more because we can't control it.
Yeah.
So it's just like the cycle of it all. So I would ask you, Lindsay, what is your solution, or how do you navigate these aspects, whether it's through family stress, through your own personal, trying to control your food stress or your body stress? Like, how do you navigate? What are some tools that we could give everyone?
I think practicing patience and grace with yourself is something I've really worked on, and it's been helpful. And also getting rid of like too much idealistic way of thinking. It's great to have goals in life, but it's like that's not the end all be all. Like every day that you wake up, you don't have to be the most productive, have the hardest workout, eat grilled chicken and broccoli. And it's like all of these things serve a purpose. They're great, but then there's also a reason why it's good to have friend time, skip your workout, have an extra glass of wine, eat pizza. Like there's a healthy part that provides as well. Just like life, relaxation. So that's something I've really tried to do. I mean, I look back at how I used to live life. I mean, I used to work 7 days a week, not even because I needed to, just because I obsessed over being successful and maybe in a presentational way to the outside world, that I was just working all the time. But I saw how much that drained me and affected me, and how nice it is to take a day off. And I'm allowed to take a day off, So that's healthy, so healthy for the body. Just learning all these things.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. And in that, I relate a lot. Mm-hmm. And I think the level of self-awareness is a key one for me, because I think the more I have sat with myself and journaled about my tendencies and recognizing, this isn't necessarily the healthiest, even though I think it is. It's like, how do I improve upon this? I don't have to fix it, because it's not about fixing me, but it's about improving and really trying to see what I want to live with for the rest of my life. And when I look at the grand scheme of do I want to operate my everyday life like this, super strict, super routine and regulated?
Right.
I'm like, is this bringing me joy? Those are the questions I ponder. So I think that's a good tool to reflect upon. And then also I would say for you, Lindsay, you say having the extra glass of wine and having that pizza, and that's your version of coping, or not. I'm not gonna say coping, but that's your version of enjoying your life. And for some people, they might be on this podcast, I don't drink.
Right.
I don't like pizza at all.
Right.
So then that just comes to show again, whatever it is that is your pizza, or whatever it is that is your wine, it doesn't have to be that. It can be, I don't know, a burger, it could be a soup, or it just depends on your culture. It depends on what you like and whatnot. But I just mentioned that because some people will feel the need to go and splurge on pizza.
Right.
Or
it doesn't
splurge.
have to be that.
Exactly. Because I have found personally, I have not eaten pizza in a while, and it's not because I don't like pizza. I actually really like pizza, but lately my splurges, I'm I just want to go to a Mediterranean restaurant and have just some shawarma.
Right now. I'm not even kidding.
But you know what I'm saying? That's my splurge. Or when I go to a nice restaurant that's gonna have some hamachi something, or some special concoction because the chef made it. That's my version of splurge and enjoying and whatnot. Granted, I know that's definitely a big splurge that not everyone can go and do, but it's just recognizing you kind of filter out what you like, what you don't like, and what's worth introducing into your life, and having, if it does take away your stress and it gives you a sense of peace, then those are the things that you want to really implement in your life. And overall, again, not being too hard on yourself, because it's there are times where you're going to feel a little bloated, and then you try a pair of pants on and they make you feel like $1 million, and you're like, wait, I just felt bloated 20 minutes ago, but these pairs of pants are making... So just understanding your emotional states can also change depending on what you're wearing, what mirror you're looking at, because there's such things as skinny mirrors. Have you heard this before?
Yes, I have. I think Victoria's Secret have them. But I'm like, for some reason, when I buy this bra, once I take it home, I don't look the same in it. Yeah, I don't believe those mirrors.
That's hilarious.
It's so funny. But I like what you're saying, and like that's so much of why people ask me like, what is your diet and what's your exercise routine? There's so many reasons I couldn't answer that question because I really try to live my life from like more of an intuitive place. Like I know what foods are healthy. I try to eat more healthy during the week, but I don't have like a specific meal I eat. I eat when I'm hungry and I eat what I'm in the mood for. You know, and I think that's really important to find within yourself. And then that breaks free of this like rigor and this like very specific routine. And I liked that you made a point about like, do I want to always live like this? Like to me, if someone gave me a meal plan and an exercise plan, I don't know if I could do it. I just feel like that's like not a natural way of living. And it seems like terrible, to be honest. And I think that's why a lot of like diets and exercise routines ultimately don't work because you don't stick with them because they're like you're in misery.
I would, I guess not counteract that, but I would kind of give a different perspective because it depends on what stage you are in life. Because I have found sometimes that works for me. Sometimes there's just eating the same thing or like the same quote unquote meal plan is just like I don't have to think about it. I could just follow this. Right now my focus is work. Right now my focus is going and traveling. Right now my focus is something else. And then when I'm like, okay, no, this isn't working for me, I'm okay with change. I'm okay with changing my routine. But for like my personality, I'm very, like if I know what's going on, you know, especially with food, when I have so much other stuff going on, for me it's easier to be like, all right, I'm going to follow this really fast.
So it like relieves stress. Because it's already planned.
Exactly. But I know that that's not my forever.
Yeah.
And people get tied on like, I need this to be my forever. And you know,
and it can't be because life changes.
Exactly.
You know? So it works now, but then
and you create your own stress like that too when you're over here overthinking and you know. So moral of the story, moral of all this is like trying to mitigate stress and understanding when it's present and just knowing that your body is definitely impacted by stress. And you find your own tools, whether it's therapy, whether it's talking to girlfriends, whether it's going out in the world and journaling to really circumnavigate all the stressors that you experience.
Absolutely. Well, Bri, I think we made some good points.
I think so too.
I hope that you guys agree. And we would also love to hear what your thoughts are on this conversation or if you have any other insights that we didn't touch on. We're curious. Yeah. So how can we find you, Bri?
You can find me on Instagram at Bri Gaines. You could Google search me, Brianna.
I love that.
You
Google me.
Yeah, you just Google me. You'll find me. LinkedIn, Facebook, all this stuff. And then I also have a YouTube channel. I am sometimes active on it. You could look up Bri Gaines, and then I have some fitness stuff on there as well. But mostly Instagram, and I look forward to seeing and meeting you guys.
Fabulous. So I'll put that in the description, guys. And I hope you have a fabulous day, and we'll see you on the next podcast of Small Bites with Lindz. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.